Hello, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends. I'm difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before I begin, you can find this show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think, what you don't think, and what you try not to think about. Welcome to the Difficult and Demanding Show. I'm real, uncensored, unconventional, and shoot straight between the eyes. My show is outrageously honest with a keenly witty view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every single day. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. I'm going to provide laughter, shock, while touching your inner being. Maybe your body if you're lucky. Why do I call myself difficult and demanding? Well, first, because I can. 2, because I'm not supposed to. 3, this is the most important point. It only means something if I give life to it. So, I'm going to slowly unveil you to you and give you a new life to live. Difficult and demanding is going to liberate every part of your being and maybe your body. I, your host Tara, am keeping it authentic, intriguing, and provocative. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you've had a wonderful week. So what's your story? Tell me, what is your story? Confused. I like you confused. Confused means you're thinking. You're actually taking a moment to think about what I'm talking about. So if someone tells me, hey, what's up? What's your story? What are you going to tell them? Are you going to tell them the truth? Or are you going to tell them a lie? Tell me, what's your story? I don't want to know that story that you tell everybody normally. I'm this, I'm that, I'm wonderful, I'm buckle. No, I don't want your normal story. I want the truth. I want you to tell me the truth. I want you to take off one of your many faces that you wear in the world. And I would like for you to share with me what your story is, what your real story, what you truly, deeply identify with. A lot of us, we're told, we believe that a certain number of circumstances, facts, figures, labels that defines who we are. And we all have our story. So I'm asking you, what is your story? Can you tell me that? Please tell me, because I want to know. I want to know what you really believe. I want to know what you really feel. Tell me your deep, darkest thoughts. Tell me how much you celebrate yourself. Tell me how much you hate yourself. Tell me the real story. You don't get many opportunities to tell your real story without someone judging you. Tell me your story. You see, your story, it's what determines how you walk through life, how you live your life, what you encounter in life, who you encounter in life. And what's so magical about this point, most of us do not know our damn story. You have some fucking story in the back of our mind just playing. We're clueless about it because we have this other story that we made up, that we rehearsed, that sounds good, that looks good. But the funny thing is, our life does not fully match the story that we created. Because we have something else going on in the background, in the back of our heads. That's the true story. That's the real story. That's the story that causes us to make these decisions, some good, some bad, that unfolds in our life and creates circumstances that we may or may not like, want, enjoy, want to endure, may or may not be able to endure. But that's the real story. Because that's what we really identify with. When you look out in the world today, you see a lot of things going on. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of hopelessness. There's a lot of powerlessness. There is just a lot of dark, heavy emotions that are existing in the world. And the funny thing is, it's not just today. It's always the case. But there's certain periods of time where things are more pronounced, where it's more evident. It's right in front of your face. We can't hide it. We can't sweep it under the rug. We cannot pretend. You see, when things are going well, jobs going well, money's flowing, life is quote unquote good, we don't pay attention to these things. It's when things stop going well. Yes, it's when things stop going well and you don't know what the future holds. Matter of fact, you don't even know what today holds. You have all these feelings and emotions that you cannot control, you do not understand, and you don't know where to put the shit. So then it takes a special circumstances, incident, situation, which we latch onto, that we use as our inspiration to channel these emotions that we have. What is your story? A really smart person will start trying to figure that out. Because if your life looks a way that you do not like, you do not want, that means there's something playing in the background. Things you're saying to yourself, things that are influencing you, that's causing you to behave in a certain way, to choose to have certain people in your life. Look at your family members. Look at your friends. Look at your coworkers. Look at those relationships. Do you like what you have? Do you enjoy them? Do they benefit you? Do they bring out the best you? Because if you are not the best version of you, I would say that's a clue, that's a cue that you're not the best version of yourself. And anytime you're in a situation and you are not the best version of yourself, that is a goddamn red flag. You don't want to be in situations with people, circumstances that's not bringing out your best. Now, there are times where we encounter challenges in our life, and that's growing pains to help us do better, be better. But outside growing pains, if you are identifying with people, places, things, experiences, circumstances, and it does not make you feel good, it does not make you want to do good, it does not make you want to be good, I would say you need to stop. But here's the funny thing. You can't control other people. The only person that you can control is yourself. So that's when I would take a step back. I would pause and say, okay, what is going on here? Why am I here? Why did I choose this? Why am I still in it? Why am I putting up with this? I don't like who I am. I don't like what I see. Yet I keep finding myself in similar circumstances. We really don't know the horrible things we're saying to ourselves. We're not good enough. We'll never be good enough. We're not lovable. We will never love. Can we ever be loved? Do we know how to love? Are we smart enough? Are we quick enough? Are we strong enough? All these self-deprecating statements and questions that we make quietly to ourselves. Of course, when you see me, You will smile at me, for the most part. You will tell me you're good or okay. Or you'll tell me life is fuck all, and you'll give me a long list of why your life should be better. We all have our story. What's your story? Because what your true story is a reflection of a lot. We change our story. We change our life. Think about that. How you see the world. How you view the world. How you feel your way through this world. It determines a lot. Unbeknownst to you. You have everything that looks good. The car, the house, the man, the woman, the wife, the husband, the kids, the dog, whatever. But you're still not happy. You have a few glasses of wine in the evening. Shit, you probably have it during the course of the day. You may need sleeping pills. You may need anxiety pills. You may need antidepressant pills. Whatever. Whatever it is that helped you cope to get through your fucking life. But instead of looking at the pills, instead of looking at the people, I'm asking you to look at yourself. What is your story? When you're watching a show, you're reading a newspaper article, you're going through a magazine, there's some things that catch your attention that deeply resonates within you. But we ignore it because we don't want to identify with that. We don't want to tell anyone that I hate my body, I hate myself, I'm not smart enough, I'm not sexy enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not rich enough, my dick is not big enough. Whatever. What's your story? And what would you like your story to be? What would you like your story to be? We always find ways to either lash out or swallow shit. We either throw a bunch of bullshit at other people or we swallow shit. Yes, throw shit, swallow shit. Throw shit, swallow shit. Why do we have to do either? If we took a fine-tooth comb and we really started to peel back things in our life, it would reveal so much. Because I believe knowledge is power. I believe awareness, it makes you unstoppable. It makes you a force to be reckoned with. Now, we all want to be, at least me, want to be a force to be reckoned with. Do you think your family defines you? Do you think your friends define you? Do you think your bad decisions define you? Tell me what makes up your story. What makes up your story? And do you like that goddamn story? Because if you don't like your life and you don't like you, then I would say you don't like your fucking story. Now, I'm a firm believer. I don't believe in bitching, moaning, and complaining. I personally, difficult and demanding, I like solutions. I like to deal with shit and move the fuck on. Life is too short to be waddling and bullshit, misery, whining, moaning, complaining, gossiping. I don't have time for that. Because while you are sitting over there doing all that gossiping, that whining, that bitching, moaning, and complaining, you got other people making moves, people who are making changes in their life, people who are not waiting around for life to put its foot up your ass before you get the fuck off of your butt to make something happen. So I'm asking you, what kind of person are you? Helpless, hopeless? Or you are empowering? You're a force to be reckoned with. You're saying, I can't, I don't have this, I don't have that. What you have, what you don't have, that's neither here nor there. You see, the first issue is your mindset. How do you look at life? What do you think about life? You think one bad decision, one fucked up relationship, one getting fired from a job, whatever. Do you think that shit defines you? That I call that shit milestones. They're neither here nor there. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're only as much as you want them to be. You can be going through the most horrific shit in your life that seems like it's going to consume you, incinerate you, destroy you. Only if you think it is. Everything changes. Everything passes. Everything goes. Things will last as long as you want them to. Depends on where you divert your attention. Where do you put your energy? Tell me, what's your story? What's your story? Who and what do you identify with? Who and what do you identify with? What do you want to be remembered as? Who do you want to be? You're saying, well, I come from this, this, and this, so this restricts me. Not a damn thing restricts you. You restrict you. You restrict you. Let me tell you something. What you think, what you feel, what you see is what you attract. And if you have people around you who are not in alignment with who you are and where you're trying to go, I would say you need to change who the fuck you're around. You need to change who you're around. If you're trying to be more refined and more patient and more compassionate and more respectful and more ambitious, and you're sitting around a bunch of goddamn losers who have no interest in life, who are just fine where they are, how far do you think you're going to go with that crowd you're with? They're going to hold you back. They're going to feed those fears and insecurities and doubts and all those other things you have playing in your head. They're going to feed it. If you want to rise out of certain circumstances, if you want to change you and what's around you, you have to really look at how you're moving and what you're doing. I asked you, what's your story? What's your story? You get to choose what the fuck that story is. No one, they may try, but no one can tell you because of this, and this, you must be this. Hell no. Who are you? You don't get to tell that from me. Now that may be your opinion of me. But just because you have an opinion, it does not mean I have to give a fuck about it. Listen to what I said. Everybody has an opinion about some shit that's not their business. Not their business. And they tried to put their opinions onto you. But what I'm trying to explain to you, that doesn't have to be your story. Your story is whatever you want. And if you're the only person that believes your story, that's okay. Because that's why you have people like us who will make people believers. Naysayers, fuck them. One day they will believe, or one day they will not believe. But as I said, fuck them. You have to be prepared to walk alone. Sometimes, most times, all the time, you have to be prepared to do that. If the people around you or your current circumstances do not support who you're trying to be and where you're trying to go, you may have to walk that goddamn road alone. And it is well worth it. It's well worth it. When do we realize, you know what? I'm dating. I keep attracting the same type of woman. Same type of woman. Why am I attracted to this person? First question. Second, why do I keep entertaining this type of woman? Like, don't you see the signs? Don't you see the signs? It may look a little different. It may have a different type of perfume. She may wear a different set of heels. But the fact is, it's the same goddamn woman. Why are you going to that? Why do you think the next time will be different? Tell me. Why is it going to be different? Or you have a bunch of friends who drink too much, who party too much, and you're trying to study and get out of school, but they keep calling you to come out and hang out, and you keep falling further and further behind in your work. Why? Why do you keep hanging out with these friends? Do you want to win or do you want to lose? You want to lose weight. Okay. You have a bunch of friends who have no interest in losing weight. They like talking about losing weight, but they have no interest in losing weight. So you start on your path and they keep calling you to go to goddamn In-N-Out Burger. And you go. Now, if you have a lot of self-discipline, you can go and not eat a damn thing. But if you know you get weak at a goddamn cheeseburger, then why would you go? All these things that we do, it's our story. And then you wonder, why? Why? Because you want that. Because if you wanted something different, you would notice your pattern. You would look at your history. And you would say no more. Now, it is not my job to tell you what's right or wrong for you. What my job is, and yes, I hired my damn self, is to get you to understand, what is your story? And what story do you want? It's easy to get caught up in other people's stories. It's easy to take bits and pieces of other people's stories and make it our own. But I'm asking you, be a pioneer. Be a goddamn trailblazer. Come up with your own shit. Who says that you have to get a PhD? Who says you got to fucking drop out of high school because everyone else in your family? Who says you got to do that shit? Who says it? Who says just because you come from this background, you're more than likely to be, living in the ghetto, who says what? Nobody knows shit. Let me tell you that right now. No one knows a goddamn thing. And most people don't know anything about themselves. So how are you going to let someone tell you what you're more than likely to be because that's their opinion? And then you believe that shit. I'm telling you, you get to write your history. You get to make history. No one can tell you shit about shit. But what difficult and demanding can do, let me tell you what I can do. I can highlight some points for you, such as, if you don't like how you look and you don't like how you behave, then guess what? You could change that. Now, it takes some courage. It takes some big ass balls and a goddamn fucking spine of steel, but you can do it. Let no one shackle you. Let no one put boundaries on you. Let no one tell you because you're white, you're this. Because you're black, you're this. Because you're gay, you're this. Because you're fat, you're this. Because you're short, you're this. Because you're tall, you're this. None of that shit fucking matters. We always like to group people like fucking cattle or animals and say, you must be this. You don't have to be anything that you don't want to be. You don't have to be anything you don't want to be. And that's the magic of it. When you change your mindset, you change your story, all the other pieces in play in your life, that will automatically change. It automatically changes. If you're saying, you know what? I want this for my life. I want this for my life. I want this for my life. I'll say, okay, you know what? Cool. You want those three things? You want apples, oranges, and bananas. Right now, you have fucking dried up raisins, but you want apples, oranges, and bananas. So this is what I would say. Okay. To get those apples, oranges, and bananas, you're going to have to make some choices. You have to change where you shop. You have to change how you shop. You have to change what you look for. Now, I don't know, most of you are like me. There's no rule book. There's no handbook. There's no teacher. There's no coach to tell you this is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is how you should do it. It's from trial and error. I don't like trial and error. Trial and error is a lot of fucking mistakes and you waste a lot of goddamn time. You waste a lot of goddamn time. So if you want apples, oranges, and bananas, and you are basically getting raisins, I would say you need to stop shopping in the dry goods section. And you need to make your way over to the fresh fruits and vegetables. You got to change where you go. Yes, real life. Let's get out of the fruits and vegetables section. Let's get out of the grocery store. You want a different type of relationship. First, you have to look at your pattern. of where you meet people. Second, you have to look at after you meet them and you determine you like one another. How do you move with them? How do you engage with them? Do you move too fast? Do you give trust before it's earned? What do you do? Look at all your relationships and see how you did what you did. And then look at all your relationships to see what similarities did these people have. And then look back at, okay, when I saw this behavior, what did I do? How did I handle it? Look at all that. Look at your career. You start off well, and then people can't stand your fucking ass. What are you doing? Look at it. That's the magic. When you look at it, you can identify what the problem is and you can fix it. Do you want to fix it? Do you want to fix it? Because I'm telling you, you can fix it. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be it. If you want to be angry, hostile, dejected, rejected, impoverished, you can be that. If you want to be a change, you can be that. What are you? Are you a cause or are you an effect? Because most of us go through life as an effect. That means some shit happens and then you start reacting like a fucking chicken with his head cut off. Tell me, are you a cause or you an effect? Because if you really want to make some changes in your life, you got to be a goddamn cause. You have to be a leader. You can't be a goddamn follower. You have to be a leader. You have to be a boss. And I'm asking you, are you a boss? Now, not all of us can be bosses. Not all of us want to be bosses. Some of us will try. Some of us will fail. It's okay. You got to understand what you're working with, what you're built with. But if you want to be a boss and you're not built for boss material, you may have to get a few levels down, but we have to find the right station, the right level for you. But you have to understand who and what you are. And you have to operate with that. Operate with that. What are you good at? What are you not good at? What brings you happiness? What doesn't bring you happiness? Maybe you're doing something you can't fucking stand. What are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? What you think, your thoughts, that's what attracts your attention. And when something, a person or a place, a subject attracts your attention, that's where you give energy. That's what you put energy into. And that's where you follow and pursue. So I'm telling you, think about what you're thinking. Listen to what you're saying to yourself. Because that is what you attract. That is what you go towards. If you like to lie, manipulate, distort, contort, that's what's going to catch your attention. And that's what you're going to attract. Have you been around people saying, you know what? You're doing this to me, you're doing this to me, you're doing this to me, and you're not doing any of that shit to them. You're not trying to destroy them. You're not trying to hurt them. You're just trying to give them some tough love and tell them something that no one else will probably tell them. And you're trying to help them. But this motherfucker thinks you're trying to destroy them when all along you've been trying to help them. You know why this person thinks you're trying to destroy them? Because that is their shit. They are projecting their bullshit onto you. What you say, what you think, they're all tidbits of who you are. You got to be careful on who or what you surround yourself with. There are people who are not what they seem. There are people who are not what they say. And you have to look out for this shit, the inconsistencies that don't match. But if you want a real test, if you want some real proof, look at how that person makes you feel. Consistently look at how they make you feel. Overall, do they make you feel good? Or overall, do they make you feel bad? Or do they make you feel good and bad? Because let me tell you some hard shit I've learned. You don't want to be around any motherfucker who makes you feel bad. And you don't want to be around any motherfucker who makes you feel good and bad. You want to be around people who mostly make you feel good, who help you be the best you can be, who support you truly, who guide you truly, who has your best interests at heart truly. Anyone who truly cares about you, they would help you radiate sunshine. They won't have you fucking blowing fire the next day and fucking, cooing like a baby the next. Those are extremes and you want to stay away from that shit. So look at your friends, look at your family, look at your job, look at your home, look at everything is around you. Look long and hard. Because if you look at all that stuff you surround yourself with, what that's going to tell you, It's going to tell you what your story is. Are you disloyal? Are you trustworthy? Are you hardworking? Are you fucking lazy? Are you lustful? Are you vindictive? Look at your life. Your life is the fucking evidence you need to see who and what you are. Are people happy to see you? Are they happy to see you if they know the real you? Not the fake you, the real you. Are they happy to see you? You got to look at all this. Look at it all. If you really truly want change in your life, you got to take a long, hard, honest look about what's going on around you. What's going on around you? And then you got to start making a list about what the fuck you need to get rid of. And have no shame, no guilt, no embarrassment about cleaning house. You can't get what you really want. You can't get what you really need if you are surrounded by fucking rubbish. Rubbish. And what's rubbish? Rubbish is anything or anyone who is not good for you. Job. Your so-called career, your education, your friends, your fucking husband, your whatever. I don't care. It's up for me to judge. What I'm telling you, we are meant to be happy. Happy people make great decisions. Happy people are wonderful to be around. And happy people make the world a better place. If we're miserable as fuck, then we're going to go around spreading that misery. And we're going to make life much, much harder than it needs to be for you, me, she, he, whoever. And that's not what it's about. Tell me, what is your story? Right now, I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of anger going on. Uncontrollable rage and anger about some things that are done that were wrong. Yes, it was wrong. But how you channel your energy, how you use it, are you going to be a cause for change for better? Or are you going to be a cause for change for worse? You see, it's one thing to do some shit to catch people's attention. But once you get people's attention, what is your goddamn plan after that? Do you really want change? Yes, people like to catch attention. But what is the plan for the change? What is the plan for the long-term change? You want something to stop. Okay, we stopped that. But what do we have to replace it with? What are tangible steps that we can take to make our life better? We're all interconnected. We all live and exist together. What are we doing? How are we doing it? How we relate to each other? How we relate to ourselves? How do we relate? Do you get caught up in a whole bunch of negativity? Or do you try to take negativity and turn it into positivity? How do you live your life? Because I'm telling you, everything is a choice. You have the power to choose. You have the power to change. You just got to have the fucking backbone to do it. Do you have it? If you don't have it, can you fucking get it? If you can't get it, you can borrow some from me. Borrow some from me. Come call difficult demanding, and I have some extra fucking balls, a few fucking spinal cords, and the audacity to share around. I really do. But we really got to think about this. Where are we going? And how are you going to get there? And what story are they going to tell about you? Are you going to be another statistic? Are you going to be another disappointment to yourself? One day, when you have some peace, calm, quiet, sit back and imagine what you want for your life and how you want it to look. And then start making small changes on how you think, what you say to yourself, how you stop saying bad things to yourself, and then open your eyes to see the world from a different perspective. A new perspective can change everything, and life will slowly start shifting around you, and things will get better. But if there's one thing you take from this episode is, one, figure out what story you're telling yourself. And if you don't want to believe the story you're telling, look at your life. Look at your life. 2, once you look at your life, determine if you like it or not. If you like some parts, good, keep those. If you don't like any of it, you got to fix it. And then once you determine what you have to fix, rank it. Start with the smallest things. Make small changes first. And then move on to the medium and the more difficult. But you have to start someplace. And it takes time. And slowly but surely, things will change. You don't have to be a loser. You don't have to be this horrible person. You don't have to be a horrible boss. You don't have to be a horrible wife. You don't have to be a horrible mom or dad. You don't have to be any of that. But if you decide you don't want to be that, you need to do something about that shit. Don't talk the talk. Walk the walk. Walk it. A lot of people talk, but they'll never do shit. A lot of people apologize, but they don't fix shit. You're here on this earth to be of significance to yourself and to others, not to fucking talk hot air, to add real value. We share ourselves with others and we receive in return. So next time someone asks you what's your story, before you open your fucking mouth, I want you to pause and think about what is coming into your mind. What words are you saying in your mind? I don't want the rehearsed script. I want the real script. Who am I? I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I'm using my gifts to share with you, and I hope you use your gifts to share with me and others. Let's do things better. Let's be better, because we can. You don't have to be any of those things that you think you are. You don't have to be any of those things that you told you are. You don't have to be any of that. Where you were born, who you were born to, who you're related to, where you work, how you dress, where you live, none of it means anything. It never has or it never will. You may say it means something to a lot of other folks, yes, but we don't give a fuck about what other people think now, do we? No. At least I don't. And when you find you don't care about what anybody else thinks and you only care about what you think, it changes things. It makes you a lot lighter, makes you a lot freer, it makes you a lot happier. Your happiness has nothing to do with anyone else. It's yours. Own that shit. Possess it. And take ownership of it. Stop giving people more power than they deserve over you and your life and live your goddamn life. So this is all I have for this week. I hope something has made sense. If it hasn't, I'm okay with that. Thank you for listening. Until the next time. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and follow me on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding and let me know what you think about this episode and my show. Episode 94 will be here the week of June 8th, 2020 from Difficult and Demanding.